10:08. Dave Glovin, Boogie with the Bull. Saturday morning caffeine is live on the Dave Glovin profile and on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. Both have live chats. You're more than welcome to come join us. You're more than welcome to come join us and watch the broadcast there. We're live. It says we're live. I assume we're live. So come to the Dave Glovin profile on Facebook or the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, and we'll get into this morning's broadcast. There it is. We're live. I see us. We're live on the Dave Glovin profile. Whoops, we'll turn the volume down so that doesn't cause any feedback issues. But we're live there, and we're live on Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. I'm going to start off this morning with, I'm not sure if it is fake news, real news, not any news, or whatever, but evidently a post hit Facebook yesterday from realrawnews.com that claims that the Judge Advocate General of the Navy convicts NIH Director Monica Bertagnolli of treason for apparently trying to create a second pandemic that would either hit President Harris or perhaps President Harris of the Biden administration, and maybe be used to suppress people from voting in the 2024 election. We addressed this kind of thing yesterday on Red Friday Morning Caffeine with Bill Muckler, and I'm going to call this Looney Tunes because I read something from Reuters fact checkers which said that it's completely false. Then, of course, when I went back to look for more things, I get every other respectable social media website that posted it there, and nothing from Reuters saying that it was false. But evidently, if you read the article, it says, unlike most deep staters, Bertagnolli hadn't invoked a right to remain silent and seemed more than happy to incriminate herself with each spoken word. In an opening statement, she touted the benefits of medical martial law, saying that President Biden's COVID-19 precautions hadn't been strict enough, and that an authoritative leader such as Kamala Harris wouldn't succumb to political pressure for calling for ending mandates. She claimed, contrary to all evidence, that COVID-19 was again surging through the population and would claim millions of lives under the federal government mandate unless the federal government mandate was invoked and in-voting or was mail or in-voting was stopped in the 24 election as soon as possible. Anybody reading that should have probably caught that it was false news. I didn't look up anything on Real Raw News until this morning, and it appears, like I said, Reuters fact-checking team said that Real Raw News is a false news posting website. So it's either something to look into that everybody declared false, or it's something that somehow got leaked out and everybody declared false. So keep your eyes on the news, see if you hear it from other news sources. Rumble, I believe, had it posted, and I'm not sure who else, but Rumble had it posted 19 hours ago, and USA Today has a false claim associated with it, but going back to May of this year, they claimed Dr. David Morin's, not USA Today, but Real Raw News claimed that Dr. David Morins was arrested in May. That appears not to be true. So you have to go and look. You have to go and look and be careful and do your own due diligence and make sure that you're either finding your news from a respectable news source or everybody is lying. And what I would call the respectable news sources, the Rumble and USA Today and others, maybe they're lying to you and they're part of it. Good morning, Michael Anthony. Let's see. If you have a few minutes, I will send you the link. I was under the belief you weren't going to be available, but if you want, you're more than welcome to come on if you have a few minutes and we can kick it around. I don't know where to go with that. But that wasn't the only thing that we would talk about today. I figured we would talk about the election. As the meme posted on the broadcast, it's time to kick ass. No more bullshit. That's one of my favorite Trump memes this morning. I personally don't think that if President Harris now, because everybody seemed to call her President Harris now, or Bertagnoli called her President Harris now, I don't think Kamala Harris has the gonads right now as vice president, or even if she's the active president of the Biden regime. I don't think she has the gonads to launch a second pandemic that might include any kind of a lockdown, because she's still claiming President Trump for doing the initial lockdown and how bad that was for the country. So I think that if she did it tomorrow, or attempted to do it tomorrow, it might lead to a civil war in the United States. And Harris obviously wouldn't win the election if there was a civil war. Would there be a civil war because it would be everyone going against the United States military? I honestly don't know. Some want you to believe that the United States military wouldn't show up for it just because they don't want to fight a war against America, but I don't really know. Anyway, come on into the live chat on the Dave Glovin profile and on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, and bring up anything you would like to see us discuss. Otherwise, that's where I am this morning. I'm going to spend the rest of the day trying to look around and see if I can find anything that backs up that Bertagnoli did this, or that the JAG actually talked to her. We'll include that in our next broadcast, which is Monday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. And anybody who is interested in joining Morning Caffeine, meaning being on the broadcast, is more than welcome to do so. All you got to do is let me know in advance that you want to be on, and I'll make sure you get the link. Usually 15 minutes before we go live. So at 9:45, you'll get a link if we're going live at 10 o'clock. 6:45, you'll get a link if we're going live at 7 p.m. Same thing on Saturdays, 10 a.m. You'll get a link at 9:45 if I know you want to be on. Or you can just come into the live chat and say, send me the link, and I will send you the link. You got to have Facebook Messenger if you want to get the link, because if you normally get your links through email, it takes too long to open up Gmail, get onto the Boogie with the Bull Gmail account, put the link in it, and send it to you. And if I'm the only person on the broadcast, it's almost impossible to do that and do the broadcast at the same time. But tell me what is going on, America. Tell me what you see. Do you see Harris winning the election? Do you see Harris becoming the next president? Do you see Donald Trump becoming the next president? 2 assassination attempts now. Do you think that the next one might be the one that takes him out? If he is elected, Do you think something might happen between the time he becomes the president elect and goes up for inauguration? I want to think that he's going to win the election. He's going to make it through to inauguration day. He's going to get inaugurated. He's going to sit down in the Oval Office on the first day. He's going to do things that he said he's going to do. He's going to institute a deportation of illegal immigrants. He's going to strengthen the southern border. He is going to make sure that we have the best technology and the proper amount of people protecting the border 24/7. He's going to make sure our economy gets a jump start, kicking the butt that it needs. It's not going to be the government anymore giving out every conceivable tax dollar they can print to illegal immigrants who don't deserve any of that stuff. He's going to make sure that we start taking care of America first. He will hopefully stop the money going to Ukraine. Stops the money going to Ukraine. The only thing I see happens there is that Ukraine doesn't have the money to support our defense industrial complex, meaning where they buy their weapons from. And that may bring an end one way or another, that Russia may win the war and claim Ukraine, or maybe President Trump, as he said, will make a phone call and get them both on the phone and settle it in a very short period of time without a nuclear weapon being sent by either side. I personally think, and I will keep saying, that if either side fires a nuke on the other is going to fire a nuke if they have it on the other, and it's going to launch nuclear Armageddon. And by that, I mean everybody will get involved, because if Kim Jong-un sees that Putin has fired a nuke and Zelensky has fired a nuke at each other, he's going to want to get in the game with his one nuke, and he's going to nuke South Africa. In the meantime, Iran will nuke Israel, Israel will nuke Iran, and before you know it, we're all going to die from the radiation. I just don't see war, conventional war, troops on the ground, getting shot at and killed, as a means of getting anything accomplished. I want to think, being a Jewish male, that it's still possible to get different factions of the world at the table to break bread, have a great meal, and talk, and try to work out most of their differences. Now, some of these differences go way back, and I don't know if they can ever be agreed that they end, and they end now, because, as I've said before, back in the old days, the Christian Crusades went around the world, and they asked you if you wanted to become a Christian, and if you said no, they killed you, or they tortured you, and then they killed you. Same thing is going on with radicalized Muslims. They're going around the world asking you if you want to become a Muslim, and if you don't, they torture you and kill you. So, is it payback that the radicalized Muslims are inflicting on the Christian Crusades? Or, are the Christian Crusades still going on? We just need to get past all of this stuff, and as a country come together and focus on the problems that we have: out of control inflation, out of control prices at the grocery store, out of control gas prices. Although gas prices are going down, or at least I'm seeing them go down here in Florida, because our gas prices when we moved here 3 years ago were $2.93 a gallon at BJ's in Orange Park, and now BJ's Orange Park and BJ's River City here in Jacksonville are both around $2.86 a gallon. Although one of them I think was $2.77 a gallon the other day, so I didn't do my homework and check, but they're both under $2.93 a gallon. Will gas prices go back up regardless of which president wins? Probably, because the gas companies are hoping that lower gas prices is going to draw everybody out to vote, thinking gas prices will stay down. Gas prices shouldn't be, I don't know how low gas prices should be. I've always said cost plus 100, 150%. If you can get it, if it costs you a nickel to make a gallon of gas, then you sell it for 100%, you sell it for a nickel, so you make 10 cents. You sell a gallon of gas for 10 cents. That's what it should be. But of course, it's not going to be that way, because if it costs you $1 to make a gallon of gas, you want to get $5 for it so that you make a $4 profit on every gallon of gas. I don't believe that the government should have any control over prices. I think every industry in the United States was started by a capitalist who went into that industry to make money, not lose money. But there does come a time when making more money drives the price up. Eventually, someone here in America comes along and says, well, if you're selling gas for $5 a gallon and you're not selling any, then maybe if I sell gas for $2.50 a gallon, I'm gonna sell gas and you aren't. And I told you, there's a friend of mine here in Middleburg that I believe owns 4 gas stations, 4 different branded gas stations, all on the same corner. And one has the highest price, one has a slightly lower price, one has a slightly lower price than that, and the fourth one shares with the other 3. And that's how it goes. So say one is charging $4 a gallon. He's not selling any gas. The next one is charging $3.50 a gallon. He's selling some. The next one is charging $3. He's selling a lot more. The next one is charging $2.99, and he's cleaning up, even though it's the same guy. I think if we do that, people are going to shop around and they're going to go to the station that gets them the lowest price, or they're going to play that save 10 cents a gallon game by linking that gas station to their debit or credit card and save 10 cents a gallon, or they're going to get a BJ's membership and save 10 cents a gallon. Or save more than 10 cents a gallon because of the price. BJ's wants to be 25 to 30 cents less than everybody else. I don't honestly know what the answer is. We also covered on Red Friday Morning yesterday, I said to Bill Muckrow, I asked him if he thought that Kamala Harris could come into Florida and in the election win Florida, carry Florida, get Florida's 20 electoral votes, and maybe that helps her win. I don't think she can. I mean, she can come in here, spend a lot of money, make a lot of money, hoping that people vote for her. But I think when push comes to shove, Florida is going to vote for Trump. But I could be wrong. But anyway, that's what I had to say this morning. That the JAG report about the NIH director being arrested appears to be false news. But then, like I said, I looked it up on Google, and it showed Reuters fact checkers said that it was false. It also showed that Rumble had it posted. USA Today reported it, but claims where they got it from was realrawnews.com, which everybody seems to claim is a real fake news website. And I'm tired of Facebook hitting us with all these fake news websites publishing in the Facebook news feed. because it just proves that Mark Zuckerberg is lying when he says to you that he is no longer taking part in the government disinformation campaign because he's allowing all this fake news bullshit to be in your news feed. And I'm a group owner and a group admin and a group member just like everybody else. I want to troll the Facebook newsfeed every day, see the best news posts that affect members of my group, and share it in from the newsfeed into my group. That's how you publish your group's newsfeed every day. But if they're going to continue allowing these false news websites, false news, whatever, to continue publishing their false news in the Facebook news feed, you got to stop using the Facebook news feed for the news that you put into your groups, or put it into your group and then comment how false it is and why it's false. Then go look somewhere else for the news and the posts that you put into your groups every day. Or leave Facebook and go somewhere else. I post every day how I get an hour restriction from doing what? I don't know, other than being able to post in groups. When all I do is simply welcome. I type "welcome aboard." Please invite your friends to join, and I tag the group. And I get a 1 hour restriction, I'm assuming, because I welcomed people into a conservative group and suggested that they ask their friends to join that group. And that must be an incredible violation of the Facebook community standards. Invite your friends to join a group that you're in that is on Facebook. Because honestly, this is where I am right now. Facebook, if you don't want conservative groups on Facebook and you don't want conservatives on Facebook, start kicking us off. Just kick us off until we're all gone and become a publisher, which allows you to do that. Because what will happen is we will all rally on other websites that are pro-conservative, or at least allow people to be pro-conservative. I don't understand. I'm here. I'm allowed to do my broadcasts on Facebook. We tell you like it is every day that Facebook is doing this, Facebook is doing that. I'm still here. I rant about false news on Facebook, and I'm still here. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to stay here through the election, assuming that Facebook doesn't knock me off before the election and doesn't allow me to come back until after the election, or doesn't allow me to come back at all, and try to do what I've been trying to do here for 15 years. And that's do my best to get you the truth each day, find people that will come on my broadcast and share the truth with you, hopefully get you to watch their broadcasts that are the truth, and hopefully maybe even get you to not sit in front of Facebook every day to get all of your news and go off to internet radio, where a lot of people from Facebook are, or even real radio, or real TV, or real, whatever. And they're reporting what really is true. I had a conversation with someone last night, I won't name them. As soon as I got this post about the NIH director being charged with treason by the Navy Judge Advocate General, I immediately went to someone I know and linked them to the post and said, "Do you know about this?" And their answer was yes. And then they started to tell me how far back it was they knew about this. So it's getting to the point where the only truth on Facebook a lot of times seems to be when they say something is false. And then you get in trouble for posting that, or you post a cartoon and they tag it violation of the community standards because it sexually exploits adults or sexually exploits children. And it doesn't. It doesn't. It just disagrees with Facebook's point of view. Or an article is considered a cyber attack against Facebook. I've said it before, I haven't said it in a while. Don't let Facebook be the beginning and the end of your social media experience. Do not let Facebook be the only place you go and read about the election. Do not let Facebook be the only place you read about President Trump. Do not let Facebook be the only place you read about Kamala Harris. Go on to other social media networks and take a look around and see what's being reported. Go to Rumble. Watch the videos that are on Rumble. Listen to Bongino. Listen to Steve Bannon. Listen to Michael Anthony. The truth is out there, just like they used to say on the X-Files. The truth is out there. And I'm going to say a little bit different. The truth is out there, and it's right in front of your face. You just got to look for it and find it. And like I said, I got that post from someone I trust in a message yesterday. And it looked legit. I didn't go on and search it on Google or any place else. I could have searched it just to see if there was any more about it. I said I was going to do that this morning. I did that this morning. I read something from Rumble's fact check team explaining why it's false. And then I put my phone down to enjoy my cup of coffee before I set up the studio, before I went live. And the Reuters post is gone. Nobody's saying it's false, other than USA Today hinting around that it came from Real Raw News, and that Real Raw News isn't a credible source. And really what bothers me more than anything is people that know they're coming onto Facebook and posting BS. If you put the effort into posting the real news, the accurate news, did talk shows like Boogie with the Bull talking about what we think America wants to see, what America wants to hear, we'd be so much better. Facebook would be so much better. But I'm still convinced that Facebook was created so that everybody would hate everybody and just provide the government with profiles and locations and photos and this and that, so that they wouldn't have to waste time having FBI people do background checks. You know, social media, when it was created, was a fantastic idea. Take everybody who lives in front of their computer or their phone or tablet or whatever, and allow them to be friends with each other. Share stuff, the good, the bad, the happy, the sad. Facebook has ruined it, destroyed it. Matter of fact, something that really ticked me off yesterday is they can't even explain to me why a post that was on Instagram was 100% okay to be there. Then someone took it from Instagram and shared it into one of my groups. Someone else took it and shared it into another group. Someone else took it and shared it into another group. In each one of those groups, it was a crime against humanity, according to Facebook. for that post to be there. The worst possible thing that could ever be posted on Facebook. So they had to take it down. It was so bad they couldn't even show me how bad it was. But I managed to find out what it was. I got a hold of the person who got the community standards violation in my group, because I was going through a group yesterday and trying to deal with them. And then I asked Facebook. Something is posted on Instagram. You don't take it down or tag it as being false news. Somebody takes it from Facebook, the Gestapo comes and shoots them, kills it. Make sure nobody else ever sees it. If it's an Instagram community, if it's a Facebook community standards violation for posting it on Facebook, it should be an Instagram community standards violation for posting it on Instagram. Unless, of course, Instagram is feeding false news into Facebook. Then I don't want to deal with that. You have to find sources that you think are trustworthy and have your best interests at heart. And I don't know if Facebook does. I don't know if Truth Social does. I want to believe Truth Social does, because Devin Nunes is busting his ass to run a place where conservatives feel free to be conservatives, because that's what President Trump wants, and he owns Truth Social. It's just got to stop. Don't let Facebook become the beginning and end of your social media experience. I don't care if you're like me and spend 18 hours in front of Facebook, but in the course of the 18 hours, make sure you go someplace else and read news someplace else. Watch the videos on YouTube. Okay? Watch the videos wherever you can watch videos. Watch Michael Anthony's broadcasts. Because 9 out of 10 times, actually probably 10 out of 10 times, but 9 out of 10 times came out of my mouth. 10 out of 10 times when Michael Anthony says, yeah, I saw that, and then gives a date when he said he saw it, and hints around that we talked about it, it's true. It's accurate. Because he's done the research. He's done the broadcast. He's done the research. He's talked to the people. He's confirmed that it's true. I don't believe it's as true as that the article about the JAG investigation is as true as Real Raw News made it out to be. If she was arrested and she is facing treason charges, that she just sat there and openly exposed the entire plan to the JAG, understanding that she was incriminating herself and action would be taken, because she's not going to, she gets the death penalty. She's not dying as a martyr. She's dying for exposing what the deep state and Harris and the WHO and the this and the that we're going to do to ruin your country. They don't care. They don't seem to care. They want to make this a third world country, to quote one other broadcaster. They want to make this the worst third world country. I don't understand. 62 years ago, I was born in this country to experience the American dream, to grow up and experience the American dream. And I got to experience it on a lot of levels. Okay? I grew up, I turned 18, I got registered to vote, I registered Republican because I thought the Republicans had the best intentions for this country, and always have. Few along the way that I didn't have any desire to vote for. Mitt Romney running for president, I had no interest. Terrible governor of California, as far as I'm concerned, had no interest really in serving the people of Massachusetts. He was just full blown on doing everything he could in his charmed life to become president. But my point is, it's time to kick ass. It's not just a slogan on a meme that I post on Facebook at least once a day. And no more bullshit. Well, I'm going to boogie with the bullshit here on Facebook and things that make me bullshit every day as long as I can. And when I can't do it on Facebook any longer, yeah, we've got arrangements that we can land someplace else and we can continue doing it. And we will, to the best of my ability. Okay? And it's not about having fancy studios or private studios where you can't hear dogs bark, or you can't hear Delilah bark at dogs, or Lola meow at dogs, or my wife comes in and out when I'm doing a broadcast. We do the best we can here at Boogie with the Bull with what we have, the people that we have that do this with me, and that's it. Okay? If we wanted to make money off of selling you a white ceramic mug with the name and the logo, or selling you a black ceramic mug with the new no bullshit logo on it, or a black travel mug with the no bullshit logo on it, if we wanted to make money off of it, that would be all that we would do, is hammer you in broadcasts and in posts on Facebook until you broke down and bought one of the damn cups. Not important. Not important. Not important. Because getting the message out to you is so damn important to me, I'm going to make sure that I can get it to you every day. And right now, we had to make a change from StreamYard because the price skyrocketed to Restream, and we're working a lot of bugs through with Restream. They've been very helpful every day. Their final thing yesterday was don't use the old Chromebook. Start using the new Chromebook as much as you can, because that could be part of the problems. But, we will do the best with what we have and what we can acquire, and me and my abilities and other people and their abilities, simply to get you thinking. Again, I am not here every opportunity I get to tell you what to do. Okay? I'm going to tell you that I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. Why? Because I think he did a fantastic job for 4 years, from 2016 to 2020. And if he was sitting in the White House as the president, I can't say if he won anymore. If he was sitting in the White House as the president right now, I got to think we'd be 4 years better than where we were in 2020 when his first term ended. Now, it's like I've heard other people say, he's going to win. He's going to serve from 2024 to 2028. And then he's done. He can't serve anymore. So he's going to be very careful on what he does, what he implements in the next 4 years, and making sure that he has someone strong, J.D. Vance or someone else, to be his vice president now, to learn what needs to be done now, help him do what needs to be done now, so that in 2028, they take over. Vance takes over. Or someone else takes over. Maybe it's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I don't know if I believe that he would do that. But maybe he will. And if anyone could get away with being elected president with a vice president of a different party, it's Donald Trump. But I've said before that maybe the rules of the game should change. Maybe we should elect the president and the vice president. The only problem there is, like I said, if Trump is elected president, Robert F. Kennedy is elected vice president, the president of the Senate is an independent. So that's why in theory that wouldn't work. It works if you think that the president of the Senate is going to unite the Senate and get Democrats and Republicans to agree on the best things for America and get rid of the wrong things that we've passed for America. Yeah, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe Jen Woodruff and other people are right when they say we need a convention of states. But if we need a convention of states, it's the governors now that need to create a majority that says we need it, and then ram that down the throat of the Speaker of the House and the Senate Majority Leader and the President that we're going to do this. Step aside, we're going to do this. And when we do it, it needs to be nobody who served in the House, served in the Senate, gets elected to the House and the Senate. And maybe it's got to be the same with the president and vice president when we come out of the Convention of States. Someone who's not served before and has to get out of bed every morning and go, what's the best thing I can do for America today? Good morning, Stephen Gluck. It's time, people. It's time on so many different levels that I really get so confused every morning that my brain starts racing because the game of politics is so corrupt and both sides are equally as corrupt as each other. Okay? There are just as many bad Republicans as there are good Democrats. There are just as many good Democrats as there are bad Republicans. Okay? You have to go into this election as an American citizen. You have to think what you think is wrong with the country right now, what is good with the country right now, and you have to pick the candidate who is going to work on the good things, work on the bad things and make them good things, or just remove them. I personally do not believe that the federal government, the president, the House, the Senate should have any say in what a woman does to her body. If she wants an abortion, she's going to get an abortion. Okay? What I do want to make clear is that abortion should never be a means of contraception. Okay? If you're old enough to do the deed, you're old enough to make sure and do some protection to make sure that you don't have children. And, oh, well, the pill doesn't always work. Oh, well, condoms break sometimes. You're now the father of 27 kids because you didn't wear one and she wasn't on the pill. Okay? So, with power comes responsibility. And with the power of doing the deed comes the responsibility of being a parent. Because that's what God created the deed for. So if you don't want to be a parent, both of you don't want to be parents, make sure you at least use as many of the protections to keep you from becoming a parent. And if you don't want to be parents, period, and you plan on being married and living together for 100 years until you both pass on, and you don't want to have children, do something about it to make sure you don't have children. And if you change your mind, I believe tubes can be untied, and a vasectomy can be reconnected, and you can still have kids. I believe. I don't know, but this is what I hear. Be involved in your children's life. Understand what's going on. Understand what they're going through. Be there to help them. Don't necessarily be there the one who makes the decisions for them, but be there. Talk to them. Let them talk to you. Share what's going on. Help them work. Help them figure out the solution. Because one day they're going to be the parents and they are the adult and they're going to have to figure it out. Do I believe in capital punishment in the home? No. Do I believe that you should be beating your kid every day into submission? No. If that's going on, absolutely not. I said the other day on a broadcast, I raised a daughter from 0 to 5. Actually, I think it was 3 to 5. But 0 to 5, never hit her, never spanked her. Kicked her once, and it was purely by accident. And I'll go to my grave asking God to forgive me, okay? I worked a security detail. No, it wasn't a security detail. It was a limo detail where we had cars at a big corporation, and we were running cars around the clock. And I came home every couple hours and took a shower. And when it was done, I came home and I crawled into bed and fell asleep. And my daughter jumped on the bed and was so happy that Daddy was home. And I don't know what happened. I freaked, and I might have kicked her. Not hard, but I kicked her. And she hid in the closet for the rest of the day. And she wouldn't come out. And she told her mom that Dad was mad at her. And she told her mom what happened. And her mom said, wait until Dad wakes up. I woke up. She jumped in my lap. And I apologized for kicking her because that just wasn't right. And I didn't mean to punish her in any way. I just had worked like 900 million hours and been asleep for 30 seconds and just lost control. But I've never in any time that I raised her, spanked her for anything, slapped her for anything, yelled at her for anything. I didn't even yell at her. She was such a good kid that if she did wrong, all you had to do was frown at her. And she'd jump up in my lap and confess to everything. And then tell me why she did it. And then tell me that she knew that she was wrong. You don't have to beat your kids to get them to do what you want them to do. Okay? And I understand the hassles of life that parents go through. You know, tight incomes, not enough money to do what you need to do. You know. But my parents were there for me every single day. Matter of fact, I moved back in probably more than most other people, most anyone I know. And my dad always said, you're more than welcome to come back. You might have to pay rent. And it really wasn't even rent. It was like, $20 toward meals, I think, and another $20 because I did laundry almost every day. So it was just helping out with that kind of stuff. And my mother made a dinner every morning. Dinner every night. Our kids are going to take over and run this place when we're gone. I have 3 sons, and I know 2 of them are ready to do it. Okay? And the 2 of them are great parents. Our daughter-in-laws are great parents. We couldn't have been blessed with better daughter-in-laws than we have. I love my grandchildren. My youngest grandson is a car guy. His father, my son, is a car guy. I'm a car guy. I wish my 3-year-old grandson, well, he'll be 3 in December. I wish my 2.5-year-old grandson was older, because the day that we were visiting them and I was playing the video game and I drove the police SUV off a cliff in San Francisco and crushed it, I wished he could have been in there when I did it to explain to me, no, you don't want to do that. But he's a car guy. And our granddaughter, I'm anxious to go visit her again. We're anxious to go visit her again, but I'm anxious to go visit her again because I guess it was a kind of a tough week for her. She cried a lot. But when she smiles, she's got the brightest smile in the world. She's going to have our son wrapped around her finger for life. But anyway, like I said, it's about kids. Your kids become the adults. Their kids, your grandkids, become the adults. And before long, you got to talk to Randy Rhodes to make sure he's recording every happening on your family tree and your ancestry. All roads lead to home genealogy. Go to the Randy Rhodes Facebook profile and message him about genealogy services. The man lives, eats, sleeps, goes to the bathroom. Everything is about genealogy. His monthly price is the least that you will find of anyone who does this professionally. So go talk to him. You might not be happy with what he finds. You might be excited about what he finds. But, don't be up. Don't shoot the messenger. So just, talk to Randy, and he will help you out. Want to read some good books and learn some good stuff? Bill Markler, the 2020 books. 2020, A Clear Vision for America. 2020, A Clear Vision for Our Future. One was written in 2015. The other was written in 2018. I call them the Conservative Patriot Broadcaster's Bible, because the information that he talks about in both books is just as important as it was and relevant when he wrote those 2 books as they are in 2024. The Department of Education, the federal level in Washington, D.C., needs to be shut down. Control goes back to the states. Let their Department of Education run it. We'll probably get better test scores. Our kids will be better educated. You won't ever have to fear them going into your under 12th grade classroom and talking to your children and saying, you should become a girl, you should become a boy, you should become a cat. Bullcrap. Reading, writing, arithmetic. That's what you need to learn. The 3 R's. Reading, writing, arithmetic. And if you learn that, those 3 things, you do just about anything. Take deeper math classes and algebra and trigonometry and geometry and all the trees. And you go anywhere you want with those 3 skills: reading, writing, arithmetic, and being able to write cursive. being able to write a check. I mean, I don't agree that you have to know how to manage a checkbook, because if you have a debit card and you look at your statement from the bank every month or every couple of days, like I do, you know what you had in there to spend. So you know how to go through and record everything that you spent money on, and then you know how much money is in there. And you should agree with the bank. Cursive. People say that if you learn to write cursive and read cursive, then you can read the Constitution because it was written in cursive. Why, I don't know, but it was. I'm an exception to that statement that you should learn to write cursive right now, because sometimes, and it's probably a combination of the dementia I have and the Parkinson's that I have, it is just not comfortable with a pen in my hand on a piece of paper to write. You can still read it, it's just not comfortable to write it. So a word processing program may be in my card soon, or sending email, and when I have to. But I don't know what else I can tell you. It's 11:05. We started at, I think, 10:06. So we are coming up on just about 1 hour of the Ramble Fest and Tangentry for Saturday morning. I'm going to see if we get out of here and get out of this and come back to this and come back to this. 17 people are watching live right now. I wasn't sure how many people watch live anyway. It might go up when it hits us as a podcast. I didn't share it to a lot of groups because it was more along the lines of a rinse, wash, repeat, regurgitate extra broadcast. So if you watched it and you think it should be in a group, take it and put it in the group that you think it should be in. And if you don't, then don't. If you didn't like the broadcast, please put a dislike on it, thumbs down, then go into the comments and write why you didn't like the broadcast. And I will work harder to make sure the next one is better for you. The Red MAGA Nation, you've got it. Red Patriots for America, you've got it. MAGA News Nation, you've got it. Stand with Trump, you've got it. Conservative Freedom Defenders, you've got it. Deceit Compliancy, you've got it. Donald Trump Group, you've got it. Patriot Force Group, you've got it. Freedom Fighter Group, you've got it. Boogie with the Bull Uncensored Group, one of my favorite groups, you've got it. American Regulators, you've got it. American Regulators. United Patriotic News, you've got it. Pissed Off Patriots, you've got it. I hope you're so pissed off, Geo Mega Man. One of these days you'll join me on a broadcast and tell us all just how pissed off you are. Patriot News Sniffing Dogs, come join me on the broadcast. Because about all I do in that group is welcome new members in. MAGA One Radio, good morning, you've got it. Moving America Forward, you've got it. And let's see, Trump's New Generation, you've got it. And MAGA Supporters, you've got it. Friends Who Like Red Flag News, you've got it. Trump supporters from Florida, you've got it. And any of you in the group are welcome to join me on a broadcast and talk about President Trump and why you support President Trump. Let me know. Or just come into the live chat and say, can I have the link? So let's see. Let me go back here for a second. That's 22 shares, so we'll see what comes off of that. Let's see, it's Saturday. Our next Boogie with the Bull broadcast that is scheduled is Monday morning at 10 a.m., Monday morning caffeine, then Tuesday night live, Wednesday morning caffeine, Thursday night live. Friday is Red Friday morning with me and Bill Buckler. And be in the group, be in the live chat if you have questions, comments from me and Bill as we go through the broadcast. And I'm going to try very hard to be on the American Rebellion tonight at 7 p.m. over here on Facebook and over on Wimkin. I'm gonna watch it on Facebook, but I'm gonna go live if they honor me with a link and let me come on live tonight. And I promise I will behave. I will try hard not to interrupt anybody. I will turn my mic off if my dogs start barking. Other than that, it's 11:09. It's time for me to feed Delilah and Lola and myself and finish my coffee and switch over to my wife's Chromebook for a little bit because I've got a lot of stuff to do in a lot of the groups that I'm an admin in and in my own groups. It's a true marathon membership weekend in Red Patriots for America. Want to get it to 1,000 members before the November 5th election. And that's about 200 and some odd plus new members we've got to get. And I think we can do it. I think we can do it. But I hope we can do it. If not, Red Patriots for America will continue whether or not President Trump is elected. It would be better if President Trump is elected. But that group will continue. MAGA News Nation will also continue after the presidential election, hopefully with President Trump as president and MAGA as the law of the land. But anyway, it's 11:10. You've been watching Boogie with the Bull, Saturday Morning Caffeine, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. I did my best to try to ramble about things that you need to think about. Michael Anthony and Stephen Gluck were in the live chat watching. And maybe next time they will join me on the broadcast. So let me do one more final check to see. 18 people are watching. So 18 people are now watching. And we'll see in a minute how many total people were watching because sometimes the number goes up when it posts on Facebook. So with that, Double V's for victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast has reached its end. One more time, Double V's for victory. I'm sure this